Hello and welcome to another May Arts video tutorial. This week we're teaming up with Echo Park to bring you a week-long extravaganza of projects and video tutorials using their products along with our products. So today I'm going to make this little gift box and I'm going to show you how to cover it, and it'd be great for giving somebody a piece of jewelry or another small gift. Even a gift card would probably fit in a smaller box like this. And you can use your pattern paper that you have on hand to cover the box. So I'm going to be using the Echo Park Dots and Stripes EP Essentials collection, and this is the Christmas one. And I'll be using these two patterns, this dotted green for the outside and this dotted red and white for the inside. And there are also these really awesome stickers, just element stickers and letter stickers as well that we may be using. But this pack comes with so much material. I'll flip through it here so you can see. And there's so many wonderful neutrals and just things that would be wonderful just to have on hand. Even if you're not planning on doing much crafting this holiday season, it's great for really year-round type stuff. So let's get started with our box. And what I've done is I've gone ahead and kind of measured things out, not too specifically, but for the outside I know that I have a box that this is going to cover the bottom. So I set down the box in the middle, and then kind of just drew a line about 1.25 inches away. So this way it will fold up and then over the edge, just to cover the entire outside of the box, and then we'll flip it over to the inside. And then for this one I measured a little bit more carefully, where I measured the inside of the box plus the side of the box, and then we'll be scoring and then setting this inside the box. So the first thing that I'm going to start off by doing is adhering my box down to my paper. So I'm going to take this multi-matte medium by Claudine Hellmuth, and this is really great stuff when you're kind of covering anything with adhesive. And I'm just going to use kind of an old paintbrush that I have. You don't want to use a really, really nice one because this won't exactly be nice to it. But if you dedicate one brush to it, it will last for a very long time. So I just use this brush every time I use matte medium out of the jar. And they also have the little smaller bottles of it where you can squirt it on and then smooth it on with your finger if you wish. But I prefer this method when I'm covering large areas. So I'm making sure to get the sides, the corners really well too. And then I'm just going to stick it down in the middle of my paper. And it doesn't need to be perfect, just close to perfect. So just set it towards the middle, and then I'm actually going to just set this little mister in the middle just to kind of weigh it down. And then I will do the same thing for the top. Alright, so I've let this set up for just a couple minutes. It doesn't really take that long to really take hold. And now what we're going to do is start assembling or start covering the sides of our box. So what you're going to want to do is use your work surface and a bone folder to really get those creases of where the sides are and where your paper needs to go. And just go all the way around using your bone folder to get good, nice sides. And then what we're going to do is you can see where those lines overlap. So we're going to cut from the corner of the cardstock rectangle to where the corner of the score lines meet. And this will just ensure a nice corner. Because now we can start covering it just like we would probably a present. So we're going to start with the ends first and add some multi-matte medium to the sides. So actually first, before we do that, I'm going to trim this corner off right here. So you see where the corner ends? I'm just going to trim it down to that corner. That way my paper can fold on the inside of the little box when I go to fold it, because you want this part to go over the edge. The inside will cover all of this up on the inside. So now we can just adhere the side down with some multi-matte medium. And I'm just going to apply it pretty liberally to this side and then also to the paper up in the corner and where there isn't already adhesive on the box. And this will just ensure that it sticks really, really well. And if you get some on the other side, that's fine. We're going to go over the whole thing with a coat of it anyways at the end just to seal it. So we're going to push it up, and you can use your bone folder for this too as well. But we're just going to roll it underneath here into the inside of the box, and just do that with all of the little flaps here. And then kind of hold it in place while it sets up. And if you need to, you can add some more adhesive back in there. But with the amount I put on, it should be pretty good. And then you can just go over it with a bone folder to smooth out the corners and to smooth out any adhesive that there might be excess of inside of the paper. So now I'm going to do the other end, and then you just do the sides the exact same way we just did. So I'll be back in a second after I get these covered. Okay, so now that I have my boxes covered with my green paper, I'm going to make my little insets for my red paper. So I've measured this out just so that there'll be a 1/2 inch border around this whole thing, and that's exactly how deep this is. So I'm going to use my score pal to just score a 1/2 inch around the entire thing. And this is important because we can't just exactly score it once it's in the box. We have to get it all set up before we put it in the box. So I'm going to do a 1/2 inch around this. And now I'm going to trim right before the score line here, and then do a diagonal here. And same thing all the way around. And now you can just test this before it even goes in the box, or before you even glue it in. We're just going to have these little tabs stick behind, and it's going to make like its own little box here before we even put it inside the box. And then you can just set it down in here and see if it fits. And if it doesn't, you can make some adjustments and go back and score a little bit more. If it fits, which this one does, you can just go in and add glue to the box on the inside and then just plop this right in. So I'm going to do that with this as well, and this time we're going to be scoring just under 1 inch all the way around and then do the exact same thing. So I'll be back in a second once my little boxes are covered. So I've covered my whole box with a thin coat of the multi-matte medium just to seal everything off and make it look nice and finished. But in the meantime, while that's drying, I want to prepare my label. So I'm going to take this Happy Holidays label from the sticker sheet, and I'm actually going to adhere it down onto some of this green paper, the same one we used to cover the box. And I'm just going to cut it out. And I'm going to cut around it very carefully, but first just cut it out kind of roughly. And then when I have this cut out, I'll just go around the edges with some peeled paint Distress ink to make the edges look nice and finished. And then this will be ready for adhering to our box. Alright, so now that my box is dried, I just put it back together. You can just assume that I have a present in there, even though I don't really have one yet. I should probably start my Christmas shopping. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap up my little present like I would send it to somebody. And for this, I'm going to I'm actually going to work with 2 ribbons at once, which is a little scary, but trust me, it'll be fine. And just by setting them down on top of each other, this is the SK09 vintage, or the cream silk ribbon, and that's 1/4 inch wide, and then, or 1.5 inches wide, and then the SK25 is the silk red ribbon, and that's 1/4 inch wide. So for this, I'm going to do it vertically and then just do a simple, nice and simple bow here using both of these ribbons. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to do a knot because it'll make it way easier, and it'll also be way easier to take off later. So I'm definitely a big fan of making it easy on yourself for the holidays, and this is going to look great either way. So you can do a bow if you want, but I really like the simplicity of just a nice simple knot. And the 2 layers of silk ribbon really just give it a lot of class. So now you just adjust it until it looks exactly how you want it. I'm going to pull my bow up a little bit more here and pull it this way and then just trim it. And then all we have left to do is adhere a little sentiment to the box. And this will also keep anyone who has a tendency to open gifts before Christmas from getting into it. And you'll be able to see if they have broken into it, I guess. So it's a little deterrent by sticking a little label over it. So just move this to where you want it. Place your little label over the top. And then there you go. Perfect and ready to put under the Christmas tree. So, and this could be adopted for any really gift-giving occasion, any holiday around the holiday season, or birthday gifts or anything like that. So I hope you'd enjoyed this quick little tutorial of using Mayart's ribbon and Echo Park paper to create a really cute gift box for the holidays. Thank you so much for watching, and for more information, check out the Mayarts blog at mayarts.com/blog. Catch you again next time on another video tutorial.